wish we had some drinks.
Yeah.
So there I was, loading up mail and ammo on top of the trucks at 5 in the morning. Yeah, about 5 in the morning. And an explosion happened at one of the gates of this cop that we would get our resupply from, because we lived in a VSP, right? The Village Stability Platform. So basically a house within the valley.
Where were you?
In Wardak Province, in Afghanistan. This is 2012 or 2011. And the explosion happens at one of the entrances, and the SF group we were attached with had a compound at the top of cop side of bed. And as I'm looking up and pointing at the gate, like, yo, that's at the fucking gate. That's the fucking gate. The biggest explosion I've ever felt in my entire life. Knocks me off the truck. My face is in the dirt. I look up. My friends are already running up into the compound to grab their gear. I get up and I get two visions. That it basically looks. I feel like if I'm drunk, and my vision's like closing together as I'm taking my steps. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I know I'm alive. I know I need to grab my gear, and most likely the Taliban are coming into the cop right now. And we put on our gear, and I just happened to look back as I was running into the SF compound, and it looked like this big ass fucking mushroom cloud. I grab my gear, I run down, and as I'm running down towards the entrance where the explosions just happened, I turn on my GoPro. So the footage that I do have is as we're running down, everything's still dusty, and I'll never forget, as we're running down, there's a dude holding his rifle just staring at us as we're running down, and he's like shaking his head, and I remember just thinking, what a pussy.
Was he an American soldier?
Yeah, I remember thinking, what a pussy, bro. Like, I'm fucking scared too. The other three SF dudes I'm with are fucking scared. The medic is, we're all scared. But we're just fucking going down there. You're either a liar or crazy if you weren't scared at that moment. And as we're running down, I don't know where the entrance of the cop was. Like, it was just fucking rubble everywhere. That day, 96 Americans got wounded, and because the cop was right next to a bazaar. As I'm running down there are so many people wounded, so many people killed. I didn't even know, but I'm stepping on body parts. There's a small street that kind of went in front of the cop too. So there's vehicles with Afghans in there. There's one vehicle with a mom holding her child, and the mom isn't moving. The daughter is kind of moving, but you know she's gonna die, because the people that weren't already shredded, they were like moaning quietly, and that force is killed them basically, and they're just dying slowly, right? So we're waiting for the Taliban to come in, because that year and the year prior, anytime they put a VBID or a suicide bomber in any Afghan base, any entrance of an American base, they would just send in the Taliban. And so we're waiting for fighters, and as our medic, and at the time it was only 6 of us holding down the entrance out of a cop that had a couple hundred. What that conventional unit was doing was probably getting accountability of all their soldiers and all the wounded, but it took about almost an hour for us to get any support from the actual unit that was supposed to be manning that cop. And this entire time while we're waiting for the Taliban to come in and start fighting, what we didn't know is that no Taliban fighters came in, because there was another vehicle coming. Our combat controller got info from some of the Apaches and Blackhawks that, hey, there's a crowd forming in front of another dump truck, and one of the drivers or one of the passengers within the dump truck shot in the air to scare them off. And what happened was, so many Afghans were killed in that explosion too, that the locals found out and stopped the second VBID to come in. So then once our combat controller got that info, they're like, hey, there's some dude shooting up in the air with his AK. They were like, fucking, destroy that vehicle. And sure as shit, it was another VBID. And another reason why we were there to get mail and ammo is because village stability operations are supposed to fight the Taliban, create white space, but the leadership of their group said, all you guys are doing is fighting. you're not even creating any white space. There's another valley that has Afghan police that are actually trying to kick the Taliban out, trying to control their own village and valley and stuff like that. You guys need to go over there. So we still pack up the rest of our shit so we can go to this new valley. We were in Onkai Valley, now we're going to Jawez Valley. And when we get to Jawez Valley, I think it's like 3 in the morning, and we're trying to unload all of our shit. The Taliban is seeing like, hey, the Americans are here at this police station. They're trying to unload me. Clearly, they're trying to now, embed in here. And by the time we unloaded everything, the sun was already coming up. I laid my head down, and within 10 minutes, we hear RPGs and machine gun fire. And the fucking Navy cook that was with us in this fucking room starts yelling like, they're in the wire. And I point my gun at the door, and I saw shadows, and I almost started firing, but I took a split second to hear, and it was our fucking dudes on the other side. And I remember just yelling at the medic, or not the medic, the fucking Navy cook, yelling at him like, yo, shut the fuck up. And I go out there, and I always had in my grenade launcher, I stripped the 320 completely, and I attached it to a buckle on my shoulder. So I would just literally just point and shoot, and I got so good at that because I just fucking shot it so much. So there was already a round in there, so all I did was, fucking shoot it and shoot 6 more. And I remember afterwards, the third group's ODA team, the team sergeant was like he's like, dude, good shit, man. Was that you on the grenade launcher? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, good shit, man. Because we have to match their force. We have to gain fire superiority, and obviously just shooting in force isn't gonna let the Taliban know, like, yo, we're not fucking around. So shooting grenades helped a lot. And I remember walking back to the fucking room and looking at the time and being like, from the first suicide bomber to right now, it's only been 24 hours.
That's wild.
Dude.
It's a long day.
24 hours.
Yeah. And
Damn
that,
cook, man.
the replacement team is actually, I forgot their ODA number, but it's the famous SF guy who's got one leg and went back to active duty.
Oh yeah.
I have footage of him and I fighting together when he still had 2 legs, and then we left, and like 3 weeks later he lost his leg.
That big motherfucker.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
I got a
Talking
question. The guy you saw who was like terrified,
Yeah.
did you ever see him again or talk to him?
No. We fucking left the next day, and he's from, whatever unit was there at that time.
Damn, dude. That's awesome, man.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Nice.
Dude, I wish we had some drinks.
Yeah.